Good morning. Today is May 30th.
8/17.
8/17. Mistakes were made this morning. Well, actually, mistakes were made yesterday afternoon. We should have gone and taken care of our resupply before we started eating and stuff, because now it's cost us some time and a half a mile. We went to the Quick Mart and they didn't have pre-made sandwiches. He normally does, but I guess because of the holiday he didn't have any. And if we'd have known all that, we could have just, instead of eating breakfast at Goodies, which was quite good, but we could have just walked to the Pilot and been on the road an hour earlier, right?
Yeah. Oh well.
Lessons were learned. So, what did you think of last night?
Thought the Doyle was very interesting, and this is probably, if I had to guess, it's not going to be open too long.
Yeah, it's pretty sad. Unfortunately, Duncannon's not got a big tourism draw. It's mainly just hikers, so it's just
a little flood problem here.
Yeah, and it's just not cost effective for someone to come in and, oh, that's pretty.
Yeah, the Susquehanna River.
Thank you. So anyway, that being said, we can say we've stayed at the Doyle. So off we go. We're gonna hit the Pilot on the other side of town and get some lunch. Not eat it, but to take with us. Look who we just found!
Odie, he found us.
Yes, this is Odie and the Hiker Yearbook. And this is a man who worked crazy overtime to get the yearbook together for last year.
2020. Yeah, so the yearbook is it's a collection of hikers and their trail names and their real names and their photos. And this year I'm going to make it scratch and sniff.
How fun! Is it going to be hiker funk?
But yeah, it's good to run into you.
It's
Welcome back.
awesome! Thank you so much! Well, saw our first bear. What do you think, bud?
It's big one.
Yeah, he's big. We are still walking through Dunncannon. I think he walked through town for like 2 miles. It's trying to spit rain. We're pretty sure we're going on up there.
Yeah, we are.
And Rich said we'd go up like 1,000 feet. So, this cool house. It's a very interesting town. We are going over, it said the Juanita, but Rich says the Susquehanna. I don't know.
Well, that's the Susquehanna down there.
Now, one of these bridges, birds will dive bomb you. There's a bird. Okay, he's not. Oh, that's a crow? Okay. Yeah. If we get dive bombed, we'll let you know. I forgot completely. Rich remembered to divert to the Pilot. So when we got to the ferry bridge, we took a left, and Pilot has a Subway. So hopefully we'll have a sandwich to pack up. Our trip to Pilot was a success. The Subway was supposed to be open, but it wasn't. But they had some pre-made sandwiches. So if you needed to resupply, they had a whole lot better resupply than the Quick Stop. So if you're coming this way, you may just want to go ahead and plan on resupplying a Pilot on your way out of town. And we're going up there. We've been doing this for, about 700 feet. And Rich said we have a couple hundred more. The elevation's the elevation, but then you have lots of rocks. We've had some downed trees that we had to scramble around. You know, coming out of Dunncannon is not much different than going into Dunncannon. So hopefully, we got a text from Johnny, Drifter, and Gigi, and they said once you get up, it gets a lot easier. So hopefully we'll be there soon. We popped out at 11:52.9 to this beautiful view.
Well, according to my weather app, this terrible torrential downpour is going to end in 3 minutes.
Oh, well, I'm glad to hear that. It's really pretty. Yeah, we're still climbing. We have to go up another like 500 feet over the course of the next mile. We've been doing this for the last mile. What do you think of this little section?
Mile 5 out of Dunncannon is fun.
Yeah, ready for this to be over. Well, we can see Dunncannon where we started, way down there, and then there's some mountains way back there. Hopefully when we get to the shelter this will even out, because this has been a little bit of a struggle. I don't know if you can see him, that guy right there. He just came past us in sandals, so you need to be careful. There are crazy people on the trail, straight up loons. Oh, I don't know how he does it.
You're jealous.
No, I'm not kidding. His little toes were all just, he didn't even have socks on. Oh, it's getting rocky again. Gotta put this away. We just met Pole, which is Swahili for slowly. And his newlywed children who are out, he's slack packing. He is a fellow COVID 2020 evacuee who's back on trail. And he's doing a little bit of slack packing right now with his kids. And then he'll head back northbound. But we were talking to them, and we went right past the shelter. He said it was about 3/10 of a mile off, and we just decided we didn't want to hike the miles that we didn't have to. So he said that the next 5 miles of the trail are much, much better than what we've just done, which is excellent, because I was starting to question whether Johnny Drifter had told me a big fat lie in a text he sent me this morning. So hopefully we can pound out some miles. Right?
Whatever you say, boss.
Whatever I say. If you're coming northbound, when you see the first blue blaze for the Perry Clark shelter, don't take it. It's 3/10 of a mile, but if you go a little bit further, there's another blue blaze, and it's like 300 feet. So why anyone would want to go 3/10 of a mile, I don't know. We didn't stop, but that's just a heads up. That's just a view from the power lines that I just did, and Rich was pointing out. Go ahead, honey.
The pilot and the Sheets is down there, and that's the bridge we crossed, and that's where those two rivers come together, and Dunncannon is just to the left.
Oh yeah, you can see the flashing sign for the pilot down there, I think.
Yeah.
Cool. Well, we've made some progress.
How far you can see.
Yeah, it's beautiful.
Yes, it is.
This is the view at 1155.1. It's on the other side of the ridge, so this is not the Harper's or Dunncannon side. It's the other side. Super pretty. And you also have here a pretty decent campsite. You know, you could get some tents in here. It's not perfectly flat, but it's doable. Power line view. We are walking on, we have been, a road, which was a nice break. And now we're going back in the woods. The weather's getting a little sloppier. Oh, your typical. Oh, this is why they have the signs, keep the rocks clean. We have arrived at Table Rock View. Sorry, my screen's still kind of hazy even though I cleaned it. We'll see what it's like. This is Table Rock View. I'm not going to go out all the way on those rocks because I don't think I'm going to see much. So we have stopped and had quick lunch at Peter's shelter. The spring is down there, and it's arduous. It's like a 300 steps down, so we're not going to get water there. The shelter itself is pretty cool. It's got an upstairs and downstairs, and we've met a section hiker. Hi! And I'm getting cold. We're going to try to make 7 miles more today. Rumors on the privy is it's full, but still functional, right?
It smells decent.
Okay. Well, yeah, that's not bad. We just got water at like 1166.6, I think it was. We ran into Fives and Swiss Miss about a mile back. They were just making a fire, having some coffee because they were getting picked up down here at the road to go to an Airbnb in Hershey. But the site they were at was so nice. But we had no water. So, and it was almost 9/10 to the water, so we couldn't stay there. So there were some stealth sites around the spring, but there are folks in most of them already, and with the triplex, it would have been really on a slope. We're heading to the parking lot up here at 1167. Some people have noted in Gut Hook that there's some stealth sites. So, you know, it's 6 o'clock. We need to be finding a home for the night. And we've gone, you know, 18, 19 miles, depending. Trail miles, it's harder to judge. My watch says we're over 19, but I think it's more like 18 trail miles. So hopefully we'll be in for the night soon. Well, we have found a place to tent. This is the Clark Valley parking area over there. And across, you kind of go around a little trail and get across the creek. And there's tenting. You can see there's other tents here. It's getting late, so I have to talk quietly. But our tent is back there. And we did, you know, about 18, I think, today. I'll have to get and look in the book. We still have quite a bit to get done before our next in-town zero. So we're going to have to take a look and see if we're going to be able to pull it all off on the food that we have. We have Quiet John, the trail angel, who's helping us out. So hopefully we'll make it all work. Good evening.
Hi, kids.
I don't even know what time it is. It's like 7:30, 8 o'clock.
It's 7:30.
It's late.
So our night at the Doyle was pretty special. I slept really good, and people couldn't have been any nicer there. So too bad about the structure and all, but you know, it's nice. We had a good night. I mean.
And like we tell people, you know, if you're cool with Standing Bear, you'll be fine with it.
Yeah, absolutely. It's much better than Standing Bear, in my opinion.
Yeah, but moving on to today, the climb out of Dunncannon was a booger. Mile 5.
That's a good word for it.
Mile 5 was Rich's favorite mile of the day.
Mile 5 sucked.
Some of these climbs today were just nasty, but
It was just, I mean,
just rocks and rocks
but
and rocks.
The thing about Mile 5, it was really interesting and fun and pretty beautiful, actually. It was just really hard. It was slow. I mean, it was a whole mile of that. I was like, wow. Anyway.
Yeah, I thought I recorded, I don't remember seeing it, maybe I skipped a clip, but where I just said, you know, this was not my favorite day on trail.
No,
it just really was not my favorite day on trail.
No, there were some really good sections of trail, though. I mean,
Yeah.
we had some real nice
Yeah, well, it got a lot better
places.
in the afternoon, which typically it seems like we have easy mornings and hard afternoons, but actually it was a reverse for us. And, you know, we got quite a few miles done. Oh, yeah, you're sore.
Ran into Fives and Swiss Miss today. They're Airbnb-ing with Roadkill and a couple other folks. They're going to be off for a day or two. We've been bouncing around with that group of kids for a while, which I'm kind of surprised we were able to keep up with them, honestly, but we seem to be.
Yeah, and then as soon as we get this done, I got to look at the book.
But they don't hurt as bad as I do, though.
Well, they're not old, but
Where do you go with that? Bash the old guy thing.
well, no, I'm old too. But yeah, we got to figure out our logistics before we can get into Pinedale, because the 501 shelter is farther away than we thought it was. Because we thought if we, you know, pushed a couple big days that we'd have a short day in, and we're still like 28 miles away. But you know, every day gets a little easier, I think. You know, he's hurting right now, but
my hip right now.
yeah, I'm sorry. But okay, well we're gonna get off. You know.
Oh, Pop's hip hurts him. Oh my God.
Yeah, well, it's gonna get cold tonight, so let's get this done.
All right.
Okay,
Is there
guys.
anything else you can think of?
My brain's dead,
Okay.
just completely.
Night, brain dead.
Night,
See you,
guys.
kids.